Hello everyone, happy holidays and a merry Infernity Christmas, but yeah, I don't know. Whatever you're celebrating, just have a happy holidays and I hope you all have a good one with your family and all your friends. In today's video we have the Infernity CADT X experience. What is a CADT? For those who don't know, CADT is a stands for Cross Archetypal Discord tournament. So it's a tournament where from the Yu-Gi-Oh Hub Discord server, so a Discord server, in general for Yu-Gi-Oh, if I'm correct, like the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh server. In combination with the Yu-Gi-Oh deck repository, if I say this correct, they host yearly, if I'm correct, or twice a year. They host a tournament called the CADT, where all kinds of archetypal decks make their team and battle it out for like top spots. We Infernity decided to participate again after a really long time. We were like, let's do this again because it's really fun, and we had people interested. I was the team leader for this event, so I leaded the Infernity team. And we had 3 other teammates being Rips, React, and Bob I Lob. Shoutouts to all my teammates and the entire Infernity Discord, of course. Couldn't have done it without you all. Thank you so much for participating. In this video, I will just showcase the experience of our CADT, so how it went for us, like showcase all our matches, showcase the deck lists that were used. And that basically just a really fun video for today. I mean, it's the holiday, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. It's I took a lot of time in it, like getting all the replays and stuff. Like working with Edo Pro is so shit sometimes in order to get replays, but it worked. I found a way. That's what it's gonna be for the video. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to participate with me and like the Infernity Launchpad, so the Discord server, be sure to join the Discord down in the description, like always. For an amazing community and to get a chance to participate also in next CADT. When the next CADT is announced, we will of course announce that in the Discord server, and like we will get ready to get team members, of course. If you're interested, please be sure be my guest and join the Infernity Launchpad Discord server. Enjoy. Infernity best deck, Infernity for life, of course. Thank you all so much already for watching. Many more videos to come for the following year. We're gonna end the year with a banger, being the yearly Infernity Rewind video, so the Infernity Rewind 2025, and many more videos to come and streams to come in the following year, and starting in January already, of course, with a couple of bangers. Thank you all so much already for watching. We'll get into the deck list first, and then we'll get into the replays, and eventually, like, the end, we will, I will show the results, the final results. Enjoy. For the deck list, for the event, we had to make 6 deck lists. So like the thing was, we have 6 deck lists, and before you start a match, you can choose whichever deck list we made as a team and use that in the match. So like, there weren't like any deck lists tied to a player, for example. Also, the rule of CADT is we have an archetypal rule. You have to run more of your archetype cards than other archetype cards. So as you can see here, we are running more Infernity cards than Fiendsmith cards in the main deck. That means the deck is legal. Sharvara, for example, and Lurie don't count as archetype cards if you're only playing 1 card of that archetype. The extra deck doesn't count at all, by the way, because like some decks just don't have any extra deck cards, or like Infernity, we don't have any good extra deck cards. So the extra deck didn't matter, but we just needed to play more Infernity names than other archetype names, which basically we already do most of the time. So this was the deck list I made. It's basically Infernity, Fiendsmith, Mutiny in the Sky. Any special stuff? No. Any I don't want to get too much in depth about the deck list. But yeah, the imperms could have been Ash Blossoms, but again, like I only really like Ash Blossom in with the Edgimp variant. The Edgimp variant wasn't really viable for this because, like, you know, those are also yeah, engine cards, because then we will play 2 Edgem Chain, 3 Fright for Patchwork, so we couldn't really play that. So yeah, the Imperms were actually pretty fine. The extra deck, however, I did really miss Reprodokus. In the extra deck, like, really, like, maybe I would have, like, cut it, either the Desiree package altogether, or, like, just cut the Ekdom Day, to be fair. That's like what I would do as the final thing, or I would have got Chaos Angel, but Chaos Angel came up a lot. Also, one thing, this tournament was before the emergency battle, so D-Barrier was still legal. That's why D-Barrier is in the side deck. But yeah, I don't want to get too much in depth about the deck list. This is the deck list I made. It's Infernity, Fiendsmith, Mutant in the Sky, and it felt really, yeah, it felt really solid. Just I only really missed Reprodokus, to be fair. Next up is the decklist Rips made for the event. By the way, just on a quick note, the first 2 decklists, so my decklist and Rips decklist, are the only 2 used in the entire event. Sadly, React and Mopilop didn't have the time to play games, which is totally fair. I mean, I still want to give them a big shout out for, like, participating, because we needed at least 3 members. But sadly, like, the match thingies were just out of their, like, you know, schedule. It wasn't really good with their schedule, but that in the end was fine. Hopefully next time they can also play matches for sure. But yeah, me and Rips were really tied to our own deck lists, to be fair, because yeah, we made it ourselves, of course, and, like, we tested those the most. So yeah, Rips made Infernity Punk, which is really cool. So it's basically 3 axes, but instead of, like, a really big 3 axis engine, you just use the Punk cards, which is really cool. Yeah, I also helped making this deck list, so I feel like this was really solid. Yeah, in the end, feels really solid. Only the paparazzi link too, like, was an option. I mean, it's just a fiend link. In the end, like, in this variant, you have so much space in the extract because you're not running Fiendsmith. Of course, with Fiendsmith it would be better, but, like, the Punk cards were already too many archetypal cards, so Fiendsmith, also fitting Fiendsmith in this isn't really, like, the best. Also, this is what he plays in real life, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, this was basically just 3 axis Infernity using the Punk engine, which is really cool. Punk engine is one of my favorite engines also, for sure. So big shout outs to him, yeah, for creating this. A really solid deck list. We mostly made the side deck together, so the main deck he mostly made himself. But I gave some tips in the end, and they were pretty solid. Yeah, a really solid deck list in the end. Even though the following deck lists have not been used, I still want to go over them, because, you know, why not? I mean, me and Rips kind of forgot that we could choose a deck list, but to be fair, again, like I said, we were really tied to our own deck lists, so that's really fair. I mean, we tested those the most, so that for sure we will run that. Next up, we have Mopilop's list. Like, the list Mopilop made is Infernity, Radiant Typhoon, Fiendsmith, so with a really small Fiendsmith package, so we could participate with, of course, the rule being we need to play more archetypal cards in the main deck than non-archetypal cards. So he decided to run this. I kind of helped him making this. Feels really solid. I mean, it's basically also 3 axis Infernity, but then using the Radiant Typhoon engine instead of for example, the Punk engine or Danger engine, which is really cool. You just spam level 3 bodies with the Mystical Space Typhoon cards. Lightning Storm in the main deck feels really solid in this variant. I mean, like, you want your opponent to have no spells and traps in their back row, so you can freely special summon the Radiant Typhoon cards and use your normal summon on something else. But yeah, it was a really solid deck list, so also mainly using Cherubini. Also, one small note, like, this tournament was also before the Archfiend Usurperation quick play spell card, so we couldn't use that, sadly. Like, that came out, like, at the end of the last round. But yeah, it would have been a really good card if we could use them. But again, like I said, this was also before the emergency battle list, so as you can see, 3D barrier in the side deck is a really good Next up is React's list. Like said, with the Radiant Typhoon list, we sadly didn't use these, and React and Bopilop didn't sadly have the time to they did participate, but sadly couldn't play any matches. But still, React decided to bring BA Infernity, which is really, really based. He showed this to me. I was like, yeah, you should run this. This is so cool. So the main thing about this, he was like, I can definitely run Fiendsmith in this. I mean, like, you know, level 3 bodies make Jin, but like said, the archetypal rule kind of makes it so that we cannot really play at max 2 engines. The Mutiny Sky engine, by the way, was generic cards. Like, it's an engine, of course, but they aren't archetypal cards. But yeah, BA Infernity, like one of the main biggest reasons why this was a pretty solid variant for this is because everything is dark in your deck list. So we could use Dominus Impulse, which is a really, really good staple. For sure, pick these up already, or if you already have this, because I can see this card becoming the best staple for Infernity once we get support and we get archetypal locked, meaning we play pure Infernity Synchro, hopefully would be the best variant. So we can play Impulse because everything in our deck is dark, of course. But yeah, the transmodified deck is also really good in this because everything is a level 3 Dark Fiend, so we can transmodify into Archfiend. But yeah, it felt really solid. Also, like a bigger Unchained package in this, which is pretty solid. The only thing, like Doom Archfiend in the extra deck, we were like, oh, we thought we needed more archetypal cards in the deck, but we didn't need it. Extra deck doesn't count, so like the Doom Archfiend, like, you know, could be cut for sure. But for the rest, looks really solid. And like I said, yeah, the barrier is legal, so of course we are running that in the side deck because it doesn't hit us as much as it does to other decks, of course. Next up, we made altogether 2 backup lists we could use because we needed to bring 6 lists to the event. So we decided to bring Trishula Infernity as a backup list. Of course, like I said, we didn't use this, but like the main reason of this backup list was if we were up versus like a heavy going second deck, then we would play this. So we can, for example, get a really big board breaker deck. We could use this, for example, like Tenpai or something like Sky Striker. Then we could use this to like go full hand rip mode and hand rip them for 5, and also ending on the barrier and Arms of Janix, which is really solid. So yeah, that was the idea with this deck list. We made it all together in the end. Like, I wouldn't really have changed anything. Maybe like the barrier isn't in the side deck, but to be fair, the idea was to just throw in only board breakers. If we had to go second, then we would just go full board breaker mode Infernity, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this list was pretty solid. The idea was solid, but we didn't really face any really big board breaker deck except for Nemleria. But yeah, we just decided to play our own deck list because we didn't know what the deck did. But yeah, this was a really solid idea and really funny idea. We were like, the first idea was, wow, we need 2 backup lists. Let's do Trish Infernity for sure because it's just funny and meme potential. And if we are up versus a board breaker deck, this could go really, really hard. For our final backup list, this doesn't look like the usual Infernity list. It's called Randomizer Control for OGs that know this. And for those who don't know this yet, this variant is Randomizer Control is basically just keep spamming out back row. So it's otherwise also called Randomizer Stun. So you just empty your hand by setting all kind of trap cards and keep drawing into new stun trap cards with Randomizer. And then, of course, you take burn damage yourself. But like, it's a really funny, goofy variant. Like, the idea was if we were up versus like a really heavy hand trap deck, we could use this or versus like just to use it for the memes. I mean, like people that know Infernity, if we're up versus people that know Infernity, then we could use this because like this is not the usual Infernity deck. Like, this is just Randomizer Control Stun. As you can see in the side deck, like a lot of stun cards, board breakers. To play, the extra deck was mostly like we could also play Super Poly, but like in the end we were decided to just put the side deck full of stun cards, to be fair. Dual Academy is also a really funny card in this variant to keep drawing into new cards and inflicting burn damage. And just a lot of draw cards to keep on drawing those annoying stun cards. And the win con would be eventually to just kick with Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle because she has 3000 attack points, or just make Zeus with 2 randomizers using the Lyrilisk Girl and then Downward Magician and then Zeus, of course. But yeah, in the end, we didn't use this. Sadly, though, it's a really funny meme deck list, like competitive wise. Don't run this competitive, but it's just a really funny meme deck list. Because we were like, probably we won't use the back lists in the end, so we can just decide on 2 very weird choices, being Trish, of course, for full hand rip, and randomizer control for your non-usual Infernity list. But yeah, that were it for the deck list. Let's get into the matches, and then in the end I will just give a real quick outro, like as in what our record was and stuff, that kind of stuff. So yeah, enjoy the matches. I will be talking over them, of course. So yeah, enjoy and learn. All right. In the first match, we faced against Infintrak, so Earth Machine Train stuff, which is really cool. A really cool deck for sure, and like really nice opponent. So shout out to all my Infintrak homies. This is the only match I played on Edo Pro, by the way. I had a kind of issues with Edo Pro, so eventually I just decided not to play on Edo Pro anymore. Of course, DB was like the main reason to play the tournament. But yeah, Rips did play all his matches on Edo Pro, so all his matches will be on Edo Pro. But yeah, we played only once on Edo Pro, being this match. Yeah, we won the die roll and they don't have any hand traps, so we just pass on a regular board of Rage Caesar our traps, so that's really good. We just Caesar the Joe cool. K9 Infinitrack feels really good, as in like they are all level 5s and they can make the rank 5 Infinitrack guy, so that's pretty good. But yeah, we had too much interruption for them to play when we top deck Engraver, which is really good. So here we're just gonna go for an OTK using Chaos Angel, of course. Make Requiem here, Engraver, then Chaos Angel to banish that unknown back row. You know, I always play around those battle traps. And then here we just basically OTK with our board. So yeah, that was it for the game 1. In game 2, he went first. He bricked, so he set a 3, and we have a pretty solid hand and top deck. Evenly match, we go to battle phase and end the battle phase. We go for Engraver, go for Tract. Lurie, special summon Lurie, link it to Requiem, effect, summon the Engraver, normal summon Lakima effect, dumping the other Engraver, make Chaos Angel to banish that back row. I wanted to play around that back row, really. It was called by, which was really shitty against this hand specifically, because we only opened Fiendsmith. They top decked Chaotic Elements, so, and we don't really have much of interruption. They just gotta play through a Chaos Angel. And Lakima, we didn't put in the trap because we went second. I always cite the trap then out, but for this specific scenario would be really good. They negated the Chaos Angel, now they're just gonna Zeus everything away. And then they're gonna make full board and OT Chaos, so we can't really play through that, of course, sadly. The Caldby was really strong against this hand because we only had Fiendsmith. They also had Nibiru in hand, but we did kind of play around that as much as we could. But yeah, we are basically just that. I mean, they make a lot of interruptions. We top deck evenly matched. They make that new K9, they pass on Ripper, we go for this, and then they go Ripper effect, and then that's basically a game because they have heavy forward, and then they just search their starter and just, summon Joe Cool and stuff, and make more rank 5s. And just OTK us from that point. So yeah, this was really unfortunate game for us. But yeah, fortunate for him though. But the Godby was really, really strong against our opening hand, of course. Yeah, here we're just gonna showcase how we're gonna die to Cyber Dragon Infinity and Regulus. And yeah, that's the game. Then we're gonna go into game 3. With us starting, they have Nibiru and Imperm, and we do kind of have a pretty good hand. But the opening of Mutiny in the Sky is pretty stupid. We go for Lakima. Lakima gets Impermed, which is a really fair thing. Of course, we cannot then summon summon the Buoy. Here I make a really stupid misplay. A really, really stupid misplay. I should have trusted first when they still had Nip on hand, so I could search Return of the Reaper directly there. But I did not. I forgot that trust. Yeah, so we pass on this. It could have been a really big board, but I was really stupid, which happens. It was late at night, and I was like, oh. But yeah, I felt really shitty afterwards. But we did not actually lose this because they only had one starter and we had the one barrier. We top deck Imperm and Hero basically made game. So I get justified, but I could have gotten really punished really hard and just threw the game away at that point. So, but yeah, we learn from that, of course. But yeah, now we're just gonna make game here. They don't have anything more. Mutiny here, Mutiny, Necromancer for Archfiend, Archfiend effect, search out launcher, activate Mutiny, and then we're just gonna make Luce, and then we're just gonna OTK there, being our Infinite Track round. Now it's up for Rips to play, so with Punk Infernity, he's just gonna have a really solid opener here, and the opponent doesn't have any hand traps to stop him, so he can just go free for all Infernity wombo combo. This feels really OG, like nostalgic. I mean, Punk was one of like the best variants. Yeah, it was one of the best variants for sure. So yeah, it feels really cool. Really cool take for him to bring Punk Infernity. It's still really solid actually. Yeah, we're gonna get Archfiend access here through a bow, and then we make Dugares here with Patriarch Archfiend here to search out launcher, make Yama, make Sprint dump Sage dump Necromancer, go for Reaper here for Necromancer for Sage, the synchro here into the World Chalice Girl, which can add World Legacy Succession. So yeah, the synchro package, real OG. Summon here the Sage, make Diabel at launcher back, and then we make Arms of Jennings here, go for Succession. So much gas. Of course, if this variant goes off, you just basically win there. Archfiend for Barrier here for IP, and then we banish the Genex, so we have space, which comes back in the end phase. And then Archfiend searching another Reaper. Then here for Allied Code Talker, make Archfiend effect, search Reaper, and pass here with Abao and Arms of Genix. Is his turn, and he just scoops. I mean, like, look at that gigantic board. Now they go first, of course. The Rips did open Lava Golem, which is really solid. But will it be enough? I mean, they have enough. They have a lot of extension there, and can play through quite a bit. But yeah. Also, this was also K9 Infinite Track, but I think that's just the best variant. Like, we could have also all played Infernity, Fiendsmith, Mutiny, Sky and stuff. We tried also Super Heavy Samurai, but that was just too much engine non-Infernity cards, so we couldn't run that. But we could all also have played like Infernity, Fiendsmith's variants, but we were like, let's just all play a different variant, because why not, you know? We can all use our lists in the end, and we can all decide to play each other's lists in the end. Sadly, Rips loses here. The Lava Golem wasn't enough. Wow, the opponent only opened board breakers. So yeah, let's see how Rips will play through this. He basically has full combo again, which is, yeah, solid. Here for Cherubini for Rhino effect, dump Archfiend. So like a separation would have been really cool here, really good here. So it makes Cherubini so much better now we have that card. Then he goes for more Punk stuff. Make Jam Fever as an early negate. And then here for Punk, make a Bow. A Bow is like one of the main reasons to access Archfiend. And the Paparazzi card in the extra deck, by the way, is just a Fiend link, so you can make easier a Bow, which is fine. I would personally played a Nightmare, but we were building both, and we kind of forgot Nightmares existed. But yeah, it is what it is. Paparazzi guy you can just make with any two monsters, and Nightmares, of course, need to have two monsters with different names. So if you have two Archfiends, you cannot make a Nightmare, for example. And then here, basically just goes full combo. Of course. We have a cat. Hello. And then, yeah, he just goes full combo here, unstoppable. Only board breakers. His opponent has only breakers. The Abel line, of course, OG line. I remember when that card came out, like, so cool. It's such a cool card. Here I have double Archfiend on board. Make IP. And then he goes for Lightning Storm. of course, in his turn. Then go for Twin Twisters. We go Allied Code Talker because that's just a generic Omni Negate. Heavy forward for Infinite Wreck something. We just make SP here, which is fine. And then we win. So the Infinite Track round was pretty good. We won 2-0. Next up, we're up versus Primite. We go first. We have a interesting hand. We get a Mulcharmite. We go for Archfiend here. We get Ashed. Sadly, we couldn't have done much about it. Like that hand just lost pretty much through that Ash. And we had to use Cult By, of course, on that Charmy. But yeah, they basically break to this board. Like one barrier wasn't enough to stop that. They go for Primite Fusion, but yeah, we didn't also really know which Primite variant we're gonna take. I already had a feeling Primite Fiendsmith, because yeah, it's really solid Dippity as a card, and they also play Summon Skull, which is really based. But yeah, the Fusion is pretty annoying. It's kind of a floodgate for, I think, level 1 monsters, which can be really annoying, like directly kills the Yubel variant. They also have the Primite Imperial Dragon, because yeah, they also had to play like more Primite cards and other engine cards. So that Imperial Dragon is pretty underrated, like seen in the chat. Like he's pretty goated. But here they don't have really much any interruption, and we just basically go full combo here. Yeah, they don't have any hand traps, so we had a really good hand, so we can just play through that. Then Aerial Eater here to dump, and then Engraver, of course, to search Tract with Lurry for even extra gas. A sad day for hand traps. It is really. Because we just basically played through this. Even though if they had like an Ash or something or more, we could have played through it. I mean, our hand was pretty goated, so it doesn't really matter if they had hand traps or not. And then, yeah, here we just make the full board. Sadly, yeah, that Desiree also like a full board. Agnum Day is still pretty goated, of course. But yeah, I really did miss some matches, Reprodocus or just another link to climb into. And Reprodocus is pretty goated. But yeah, we end on the full board. So yeah, they go for Santa Claus, which is a very festive card. To summon our field is a Light Fiend also, but it's pretty cool. We're making this video on Christmas, so hello Santa Claus is pretty goated to see in today's video. They go for, what's the card called? The Quick Play Spell Primite card. But yeah, 1 Light Fiend short from playing my draw down. Yeah, it is what it is. Now they just go first. They search Drill Beam. We opened Fua though, but they have Ash and Dominus Purge, so we really need that Fua to resolve, but they had Ash because the rest of our hand is kind of mid. Like, we're not gonna play through a Primite board with this hand right now, to be fair. But yeah, this is what it is. They just here go for... they were like, should we do the funny play or the solid play? I was like, do the funny play. I mean, why not, you know? They make Rex Tremende, which is pretty based. Like, it's it's unaffected, but except for Fiendsmith cards. So you make this really big. They also make the Primite Fusion, which is really good. Yeah. But yeah, we have Droplet though, which is okay. Sadly though, the Fiendsmith card is unaffected. They also have Purge in hand and they add Trail Beam on board. So yeah, we Droplet this away to still resolve. We're gonna negate Imperial Dragon, of course, because yeah, why not? And then here we just sent this away. We were like, okay, we're breaking right now, but they had Purge on Trust. Trust was our only other play. Otherwise, I think we could have outed it for sure. But yeah, here we just we decided out to trap because we went second, of course. They go Drill Beam again. I don't like Drill Beam, but yeah, it was a GG's. It was a really cool game, and the guy was yeah, really solid. So shoutouts to him, of course. Next up, it's Rip's turn to play versus Primate. They start here with a pretty good opener, to be fair. I mean, they have Rhino Warrior in the opening hand, so they're just gonna play. And the opponent doesn't have any hand traps, so it's just basically here over for the opponent, I would say. But we have to see. But yeah, Rips Gas is through. Yeah, playing through. Yeah, also no interruption, so they can just play They go here for Necromancer, Necromancer for Archfiend, Archfiend effect, search out Sage, and then we can just go for Abao here. Abao is really one of the good playmakers in this variant because, and also it's a link to Anton for Allied Code Talker, of course. But yeah, it's one of the best ways to revive Archfiend in this variant, which is really goated. Could also play Saryuja as Atlantis, but Abao feels yeah, pretty solid because like you want to sometimes you just open too many cards on hand, and Abao is of course a discard. So yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, you can also play Atlantis, Saryuja, and play 3 Archfiend in the main deck because then 3 Archfiend is really good because then you can directly summon it off Saryuja if you go for Saryuja, of course. But yeah, here they just make full board, of course, and the opponent doesn't have any interruption to stop rips, so that's basically GG's. Am I right? Yeah, they also scoop. Time for game 2. Game 2, we do see Lava Golem. Here we are up not versus Fiendsmith Primite, if I'm correct. I don't think he was. He plays the... Oh yeah, it was Phantasmal Spiral Dragon Primite, which is really goated. So for those who don't know what Phantasmal Spiral is, it's a card that it's an alternate win con basically, which is pretty cool. But yeah, here sadly Rips doesn't have any more extension when Punk gets when Xiamen gets negated, and they basically make game here. Yeah, because they have everything, of course. So yeah, that's a sad yeah, way to end. We get Fuat here, and it has to resolve sadly because yeah, we don't have Called by or Ash, so. Then Fuwa keeps on drawing, and Rips, yeah, has to play. Like, he could have, if he knew what the hand was, he probably would have passed against him, but of course you don't know. That's either you play in the Fuwa and just yeah, you play in the Fuwa and lose because we tried playing, and sometimes you can win actually if you make full board, but as you can see, Lava Golem is gonna be drawn the entire time. But yeah, you either just play through Fua and just give your opponent lots of cards on hand, but you can still like end on a board, or you pass on on nothing and you get OTK'd, or you take the risk that they bricked, for example. But yeah, I would most time just always play through. That's mostly also what we do in the TCG. Like Infernity doesn't really have anything against Fua except for main deck Ash and main deck Called by, of course. And Talent in the main is also really solid. But yeah, it is what it is. They don't draw more hand traps, but they draw a lot of breakers. As you can see, Lava Golem is there, Evenly is there. They draw another Fua. They don't activate the other Fua. I think they were scared the Rips was gonna deck her out, which is really good. I mean, like, we could technically, if you Meowls and Fua this variant, then for sure you're gonna get decked out if you're playing 40 cards. Which is really cool if you don't play any more hand traps. Then they pass, they have to shuffle back. They draw to a third Lava Golem, which just basically wins here because, yeah, he had 9 monsters on board. So, yeah, 3 Lava Golem was really good. And then Jade just gonna play control here. Power Sink Stone was, yeah, also really good. Like, that stops Infernity really hard. Lava Golem get burned for 3000 already, like on a lot less of life points because of yeah, the punk card. Power Sink Stone is really annoying, especially since Power Sink Stone triggers because of the Lava Golem's effects, which is really stupid. But yeah, they here just pass. We're gonna be on our control game, and Lava Golem wins them the game. So yeah, that was our second round against Primite, and sadly no win. Next up, round 3 versus Matter Reactor. So the 3-axis turbo deck, which is really cool. I actually have a Matter Reactor Infernity build, which is really funny. In the end, like, I mean, it's a 3-axis engine. So, yeah, 3-axis Infernity can do a lot here. We get drawled, sadly. It is what it is. So, yeah, we're just going to play under the draw here. We're going to go for Aerial Ether, dump Sharvara. Then we're going to go for Yama effect to add back the Sharvara. From Graveyard, normal summon the Archfiend. Activate Muckraker here to summon it back. We sadly don't have a card to set, so if we had a card to set, we could set the card, make Rage there, and then end on Caesar and Rage. But yeah, we didn't, sadly. They open a lot of gas, and the top deck Talents is really good here. because they can just talent to take over the Caesar, sadly. And then they just basically OTK with Ashura King. But yeah, that was crazy. That was just crazy. The talent top deck was really good there. We go first. They have Fua, and we have actually kind of a really solid hand against Fua. But we do get drolled and we end on 2 barrier and Daruma cannon, which is really good against this deck because it keeps on spamming rank 3s, of course. He's gonna normal summon the guy, and then we're gonna go for Daruma Cannon to flip everything face down so he can't exceed. Then it's our turn. We top deck Necromancer here. Make Cross Sheep go for Reaper, and for Necromancer, Archfiend, and Archfiend effect to search. And they go for Chain Ash, we go for Called By. We got drolled, of course, and we had to empty our hand first before playing. So yeah, we couldn't keep the Called By on hand for the draw back then. So we did play correct there, and the Called By on that Ash was really good because that gives us access to Launcher, of course. Here we're just gonna clear out their board, and then main phase 2 we're just gonna make Rage and pass here. They go for Zaywing, we go for Barrier to negate, they go for Raigeki, which is okay. We get follow up, Rage adds back Necromancer and Reaper to reset, of course. Then it's our turn, we top deck. I didn't even saw what it was, but it's a card we can set, so that was fine. We go for Archfiend, search Archfiend, and then we search out another Archfiend, and then search out another Archfiend, and then we make 3 Archfiend here. And we're just gonna battle. We could have ended on more, but we passed because they really need another card on hand as this card to play. They start with Terror Top here, and we don't have anything to stop them. We do have Lightning Storm, Duster, and Trust, which is really, really good and would have won us the game normally, but you will see later why. They play Radiant Typhoon Reactor, by the way, and also Goblin Biker, small Goblin Biker engine, if I'm correct. Because yeah, level 3s, so level 3 go. Level 3 is goaded also for Infernity. Like said, I do have a Matter Reactor build because it can. I mean, they summon level 3, so Cherubini, and it's even better now because of Usurpation. Like every 3x is invariant. Cherubini is so much better now, of course. But yeah, Fiendsmith still being the best, of course. They go for the Continuous Spell, which is a pretty crazy card actually. They can just keep on excavating stuff. And this deck also makes like an entirely really big board. They go here for the Armatic Caesar engine. I was like, hey, I do play that in Genesis, you know. Yeah, and then it's their turn, of course. And they add draw here, so yeah, that basically kills us here because like we need to we need to add, and draw stops us from that. So yeah, that's basically game. Otherwise we could have broken it for sure. But yeah, that was us against that was me against Matt Reactor. Let's see how Rips does it. Rips goes first and sadly gets ashed on the E-Tally. This like the thing about Punk Infernity, like it's more vulnerable to hand traps, but yeah, it's still pretty solid, of course. I mean, like but yeah, Fiendsmith variants are just better, of course, because of the extra gas that Fiendsmith provides for us, of course. But yeah, here sadly we cannot play through their board, their eventual board. They make Ashura King, and just like we got OTK'd with Ashura King, they also OTK Rips with Ashura King. It's a really good card in the Matt Reactor, like crazy card. Next up, game 2, Rips goes first. They do have another Ash. They chain Ash on Siamin. I think he should have started with normal summon the Matter React, and the Reflector guy, because then he could have like, so you go easier to get to empty the hand faster, to be fair. But yeah, they sadly don't end on much because the hand was kind of iffy. But yeah, it is what it is. They go for Kikada King here as a okay negate, and we only have 1 barrier, so that's not gonna be enough, to be fair. We also have the rank 8 guy, but they have Kikada King to negate that. But yeah, now we don't have any spells and traps in the background. They can just go freely for Radiant Typhoon, which is really good. Matter Reactor is kind of an underrated deck, Like we didn't really know what to expect. We watched some videos on Matriarch. We're like, oh, it's just basically a rank 3 spam deck. But this deck can play like a lot. Like, of course, like in this tournament, we're playing with like the best pilots of each specific archetype, of course. So yeah, everybody is knowing what they are doing. So it is what it is, you know. Um, yeah, we just got outplayed by Meta Reactor. But it is what it is. It is a really cool deck. Shoutouts to all the Meta Reactor players out there. And here we just sadly get OTK'd. Round 4 versus Hero. And if there's one crazy deck out there with crazy dedicated pilots, it's Hero, of course. But yeah, we are starting here pretty good. They only have one Ash to interrupt, but we do have talents to keep on playing. They keep on resolving all our effects. Like they should have Ashed tracked, and then we couldn't really have played, except yeah, we have talents to draw. But yeah, here we just go for Reaper, Reaper for Archfiend, Archfiend effect. They chain Ash on Archfiend, which is fine. We're gonna just hand trap them because we hard opened Reaper. And like, you know, we kind of want to know what Hero has on it, because Hero is like all gas, of course, which can be really scary. And knowing what they have now, we can make a board strong enough for them not to play, of course. We go here for Archfiend, Archfiend for Launcher, then here for SP, then for Launch for Archfiend Necromancer, Archfiend effect to search out another copy of Archfiend, Muckraker effect, some Mac Engraver, Mac Chaos Angel, Necromancer for Archfiend for the second barrier, and pass here. Yeah, that's basically enough. Now they go first, and they have new support, being the new Masked Hero. We do have Lancia, which is really good, but I think we should have waited for them to send malicious to the graveyard, to be fair. But yeah, that's what it is. Shotgunning is also pretty good. But yeah, our side decks were really all cards that are good against like most of all kinds of decks, because yeah, Lancia hits a lot of rogue decks, and like a lot of rogue decks were participating in this event. So Lancia was a really solid option, or if we were up against Malice. But yeah, they have Dark Law here, and we cannot really droplet under Dark Law because we have to send to graveyard. So yeah, we can't do anything on with the Dark Law. We just gotta kill the Dark Law here. And actually, we do have to pass on this. They don't have an effect. We really wanted them to use Dark Law so we could go for Trust, but we don't have more gas, to be fair. Here they just keep on playing. Yeah, we just needed an extender, to be fair, but we didn't have an extender there. So yeah, it is what it is. They clear our board now, and we eventually go Fua. We should have Fua'd earlier, but it is what it is. They're just basically gonna OTK. I mean, like, they're going full combo here. They're not scared of hand traps at this moment. And if you know Infernity, it doesn't run the most non-engine, of course. They go for Miracle here, make Infernal Rage. We draw a bunch of cards, and they keep on, summoning. And here they basically OTK us because we don't have anything. And then it's our turn. We do open a pretty solid hand, but also we open a lot of Light Fiends here, which happens. Here we just go for everything. They don't have anything at the moment. They did have Hard Open Droplet, and if there's one thing that is really good, is the Hard Open Droplet. Here we go for Aerial Eater for Archfiend, Engraver effect, summon back this. And then Cross Sheep here make, we have 3 Engraver, so we can banish the other 2 with Aerial Eater effect. Go here, Necromancer, Abao, Necromancer effect for Archfiend. Archfiend for Launcher, activate Launcher, and then here go for Muckraker, Archfiend, Necromancer, Archfiend effect, search Barrier, set, and then here go for Yama. Yama for Sharvara. Here we go for Sharvara effect, popping this. We kind of have to because we need the Archfiend. So yeah, this is where I also missed another link too. And then we go here for Muckraker. We only end on 1 barrier because our hand was really iffy. They top deck talents, which is really good. They go for activate this. Rota, we should have negated the Rota directly, but to be fair, they're playing Hero. Like, I really want to hit them on the choke points, but in this specific scenario, it was not good. We should have like either negated the Rota or the Stratos, because then they couldn't have played no more. Like, they couldn't have played at all. They have the Hard Open Droplet, and they make Voltic Thunder, which can basically pop our entire field, which sucks. Muckraker doesn't protect entire field. Like, it protects like that's the ruling of Muckraker. And then here we summon back Rage. They go for Voltic here, some mech Stratos. But yeah, I felt kind of salty after this match. Nah, not salty, but as in like I should have really negated the Stratos or the the Rota, but it's Hero. I was couldn't also be too mad on myself about that because like they could have like opened Varus and stuff. Like I kind of do know Hero because one of my best friends plays Heroes, so I'm prepared for what the deck can do. So we didn't also have like the best hand to make full board. We did have Engraver, but we also opened Lacrima Lurie, so we kind of had to use our normal summon on the Lurie. We played around the draw by doing Sanct plays, of course. And yeah, they have Dark Law again, which really sucks against Infernity. And yeah, Droplet doesn't work against Dark Law because we need to send to Graveyard, and Dark Law makes it so that the Graveyard doesn't exist no more. And then here we just go for Luce, activate effect, and I didn't read Neos Lord, so they can just take that from us. So yeah, it was a game of all time for sure. We lost mostly versus ourselves there, but I cannot also blame myself too much, even though I do, because like it's Hero, you don't know what they're gonna open. They can open like really gas or those kind of hands. But yeah, to be fair, with the interruption we had, we should have like hit them directly on the Stratos normal summon and just stop them there. To be fair, next up is Rips against also Hero. I mean, Hero doesn't really have many variants. It's basically always Omni Hero because that's just the best, of course. And the new Masked Hero cards are really insane. Like, please Konami give us that type of support. They also have Dark Law, and like against the Fiendsmith variant, it's kind of more fine, but against this specific variant, it's Dark Law is really game ending, to be fair. Against pure variants, but yeah, we basically lose here. Then go up against for game two. In game two, we do have a solid hand, but they have draw, and yeah, this variant also isn't really good against draw the best because like in the Fiendsmith variant, we can still end on Caesar and stuff. But here they still make Gem, Fever, and IP, which is pretty okay. I mean, those are still two interruptions, but yeah, it's Hero. They have, like seen in their hand, they have like a lot of gas there. Shadow Mist, Search, Furnace. Furnace is really insane, like what the hell. Sunriser. Go here, they also have Trust in hand, which is insane. We go for IP here. And then make Infernal Rage SP to banish the Infernal Rage. And then they trust SP Chain. But they still have Fusion Destiny to shuffle, take over the Gem Fever and then make DPA and then just OTK there, sadly. Hero is really crazy. Next up, round 5, we're up versus Nemliria. Before, I did hear about Nemliria, but I didn't really know what the deck did again. As you can see in their hand, they're playing Gordian Slicer, and if there's one card that kills Infernity completely, it's Gordian Slicer, but yeah, we do still manage to take the W, but no spoilers. Here we just make an easy early Caesar, which is really good, and then Necromancer by banishing Stygian, and then Necromancer for Archfiend, then here just go for Link Climbing, Launcher for Archfiend, Necromancer, Muckraker effect, summon back sequence, Necromancer for the second Archfiend for Barrier. Then here go for Yama, search Sharvara, and then here make a Rage, go for Sharvara, popping the sequence, and then we can just extend and make our full board. Sadly no Desiree, of course, but hey, it's fine, it's a really good looking board. They go for Gordian Slicer, and I'm like, well, fuck me. Oh damn! If they're Gordian Slicer is one of my most hated cards of all time. I mean, you cannot negate it. So the thing is, they bounce cards back to your hand, but it cannot be negated. So no barrier, and they bounce back to hand. So the barriers are immediately turned off. But yeah, they didn't make much, and we just directly just go for normal Necromancer, and then yeah, we're just gonna make the. We're just gonna, keep on having an attack position Infernity for if they have something for a barrier. We go for SP for to be sure, and then, Necromancer for Archfiend effect. Search out another copy, pass on this, still to barrier, go for barrier this, and then they scoop. Time for game 2. They go first, and we opened Board Breaker Turbo, called by it. I mean, this is like one of the best hands to be seen. Going second, they do have draw, but Desiree OTK exists in this deck, which is really, really good. And they go Namrillia combo here. Namrillia is basically like you want to make your extra deck 0 or something. So yeah, that's I think that's the gameplay of this deck. It's a really cool, unique deck. We go Lightning Storm to blow up their back row, so they don't have anything no more. And then we go for normal Tour Guide here. We top deck Buoy, which is really good. Lacrima, go for Buoy, negate Lacrima, summon this. Make sequence a Buoy effect to search out Mutiny in the sky. They draw here, we have called by, which is really good. So like the draw didn't matter at all. Even if the draw resolved, we would have just gone for Fiendsmith OTK with Desiree, which is really solid, which comes up later in a later match. And here, yeah, we just gonna keep on looping. Make Caesar, Necromancer for Archfiend for Launcher. Activate Launcher, Mutiny Sky to make Luce. And then Desiree, my bad. And then Desiree to shuffle back, send their monster to the graveyard. Then Eknam Day. Then we have a really big Desiree, and then we basically already have game on board. But yeah, we want to secure the game state, of course. Necromancer for Archfiend effect, search the barrier. And then make Yama here, Yama for Sharvara. And then McCraker effects to make Necromancer for Archfiend. And then Archfiend, we don't have any more targets because we sided it out. And then we make a game. And that was it for the Nemleria round for me. Next up is Ribs versus Nemleria. They go first, which is fine. I mean, Ribs has a really, really solid hand. They're up versus Morganite Nemleria. So Morganite stun with Nemleria. Which is, I think, really solid. I don't know. I don't know Nemleria. Nemleria players, let me know in the comments down below. Is this goated? Here we just go standard combo. No real interruption from the opponent. So Rips can just play freely. And he has like a lot of extension in his hand. Like crazy. And they just go battle phase here to just force out some things. Called by is really good, Sprite Sprint, and then now they're just gonna make full board. Monster Reborn, Necromancer for Archfiend effect, search out the Patriarch, go here for Duga Res effect, summon back the Archfiend effect, search out Launcher. Then go for a Mindmaster. Mindmaster is actually a really good card. Like, you can just banish one of your field cards on the field, so Sprite Sprint, or like showcased earlier, Arms of Genex to make space. So that's a really nice inclusion in this deck, and we'll play that also for sure in Punk variants, because it's a really nice deck and yeah, easy to search. Allied Code Talker is here. One of the best boss monsters for pure variants. No, not for Fiendsmith, no. You just don't have the space in the extra deck, and you already make Caesar and Rage. Like, that's enough, like 2 barriers, and maybe also a break and something else like Desiree. So that's just enough. No need for Allied Code Talker if you also just can play good going second extra deck cards. Or, more extension. Allied Code Talker doesn't do anything besides Omni negating, so it's really only good in pure Infernity variants. Here they make a big guy, but we have Patriarch. A top deck Archfiend, baby, let's go. And then Archfiend for Reaper. And then just go for Battle Phase. Battle Phase just gonna do a lot of damage. Pass here on this board, and they don't really have much more gas. And then they just basically scoop there. No, not scoop, Rips OTKs. Next up, game 2. Morganite, Witch. Searching out more Morganite and stuff, and they just pass here with draw also on hand. They go for Lightning Storm, destroy all their spells and traps, go for Italy, and the opponent scoops there for some reason. Draw is really killing, but that was our round versus Nemleria. Next up, we're against the deck, one of the decks of all time. It's Ojama. I start out with versus Ojama, Paleozoic Primite, yeah, the deck of all time, really. We opened pretty good. They have a lot of paleo traps. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, maybe paleo or something. They said a lot of traps. I mean, they're level 2, Ojamas are level 2. But we opened a pretty solid opener here, which can extend through most stuff. But we do have to summon the Engraver here because Lacrima is banished, which is Sag. We go for Mutiny. Like Aerial Eater here. Aerial Eater to dump another Engraver so we can extend with Aerial Eater in Graveyard. And they have Waboku. And here we go for sequence for a Luce effect. Popping. And then we go make Necromancer Aerial Eater effect. And then we remembered we don't have Archfiend in the graveyard. So, but we couldn't, to be fair. So this was like the best we could do. There, it is what it is. They just go for paleo plays. We forgot that the guys unaffected, good Yu-Gi-Oh players. What is reading? But yeah, they just make Zeus here, which is pretty good in this scenario. We search in Paradise for having interruption if he gets Zeused. Interruption in graveyard because Engraver can search spell or trap. We go for SP, they go for Howl. SP just goes banished, but they banish also the Zeus. Then here he just gonna kill and not really summon anything, so he doesn't trigger in Paradise, and then he's gonna search Dino-Miscus. Set, we top deck Droplet, which is not really good here. We needed like an extender or a normal summon or whatever, like just a monster to go link playing into. And then it's their turn. They Dino-Miscus this. They go for Barrel at back, normal the Barrel for Howl. And then go for Drill Beam to set back, make Dragon Gate, and that's game there. Then we can go first. Yeah, they don't. They have Lava Golem though. We have Tracked for Lurie, so one Ash could have killed us there. But we do have Sharvara if they had Imperm on something, like would have been cool. But they don't have any interruption. I mean, that's the best, of course. McCraker here, go for Sharvara, popping the Droplet, then McCraker for Archfiend effect search Necromancer, normal summon effects, and make Archfiend, then search Reaper. Then here we make Rage Reaper for Archfiend and Archfiend to search Barrier, still having Launcher in deck. Like what I really found important versus this deck is like having resources and follow-up, because like trap decks, so also we didn't have the best hand. They just go for a full trap spam, summoning Ojama Black. We have Lava Golem, Necromancer for Archfiend search Launcher here, which is really good in this scenario because like said, we kept resources. We have the Barrier that we opened to negate their trap card. Chaos Angel, which is also really good against this, making your monsters indestructible by battle, and Chaos Angel itself is unaffected by monster effects. Not that really matters because they play traps. But still, like making monsters indestructible is really good. We go for a bow here. Primite Howl can take over a bow. They want to have a bow. But yeah, we still get to pop Archfiend, searching out Barrier, saying the Barrier, make Sheep here, Reaper for Archfiend, for Necromancer, Archfiend for another Archfiend, then they go Abau themselves. Then we get Abau back. We kept the Archfiend on hand specifically, so we had the Abau interruption, which was really good at the timing there. Sometimes just you need it in some kind of games. We have Duster and Lightning Storm against the set 5 turbo deck, so yeah, that basically wins there. I mean, Lightning Storm, they have Black Goat Laughs, they go eventually Black Goat, call Infernity Archfiend. It would have been better to just call Requiem or Engraver, but they didn't know what we had on hand, to be fair, which is fine. Though they already had declared Infernity Archfiend, so here we just cannot play Infernity no more, so we're just gonna go for Fiendsmith OTK, of course. Summoning back this, then we're just gonna slam for 18, and 3500, and then just go for Agnum Day quick effect to summon back the Desiree, and we win there from the Ojamas. Next up, Rips is playing. We're going second against Kashtira Primite Ojama. Summon Unicorn for Birth. Normal the Barrel searching Drill Beam. Silhouette Rabbit for Apopis. It's also Man with the Mark, so like a lot of funny engines they play. They have a pretty solid board here. Rips does have terror top, and if there's one, and they have draw, of course. So that kind of kills the dream for the punk variant, of course. Then we go Italy for Xiamin, Birth to banish everything, normal stage, and then just scoop there. I wanted to say real quick, we don't, for some reason, the file for Rips Game 2, we don't, it doesn't work. I cannot film it. I cannot get it to it for some reason, specifically that file. Sadly, Rips did lose that one. That's why we are playing against Ojama again. So yeah, but I'm so sorry, but I don't have the file. I simply just don't have it. It doesn't work for some reason. But yeah, Rip sadly lost that one, so we had to play another match. React and Bopilop sadly couldn't, so I decided to play the third match, and we are up against Ojama. And this was a really cool Ojama variant, but yeah, no real spoilers here. Just gonna showcase what and so on. Muckraker for the stuff, and then to go for Archfiend again. Then here go for Yama, go for Rage, Archfiend for Barrier, and just pass on this, which is really solid. They go for right. I don't really. I should have maybe negated that with Caesar. But yeah, it is only activate one, so if you negate the activation of right, then they can just activate another one. And as showcased, you see that our Water Enchantress is here. We do have to go Illegal Knight and our Griffin Rider. We negate that with Caesar. They bounce back the Archfiend. With Draco Sack, sadly, we couldn't really have done anything about that. And now they're just gonna go for their game plan, which is basically just keep on looping Ojama Blue, get another, search out another Armed Dragon, normal summon the Ojama Blue Crash, do the effect again, searching Ojama Match again, and Ojama Piyama. And then they do it again because that card is not once per turn. This is a really, really based variant of Ojama. It's like, I didn't know what to expect. Like, it was Ojama. Like, I was like expecting, well, full zone lock turbo, but this is just Wombo Combo Ojama or another Paleo Ojama, but no, it was not. We do get the Archfiends from our hand because Aerial Eater is popped here, but they have so many cards on hand, so many extenders, like those two barriers aren't really gonna do much here. Just reading the cards there real quick. Nightmare Phoenix forcing out the barrier. We have to use our barrier. Then you go Power Armed, and I was like, come on, we have to negate this. But they had Ojama Simulation to summon out all the ABC cards. Go for Merrymaker Sargas. We don't have any interruption anymore. They can just go freely here. So yeah, this is blind second Ojama Blue Turbo OTK with some floaters in the deck from what I saw, Shining Angel and stuff, which is really, really based. I was like, what the hell am I up against? Like, what is this? But yeah, they Wombo Combo going second. Outing our board like us, and I don't know what to expect. But knowing now what their game plan was, we knew what to prepare for playing. Playing again against them. So when we go first into next match, we don't draw on too much gas, and they have Underworld Goddess and Regulus to negate our stuff. We scoop here. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy cool. And they're like, nobody really knows what this does. And I was like, no, I really didn't know what to expect. But now we kind of do know how to play against. And we have Buoy access, meaning we can also summon Desiree on board. And Desiree was kind of missing against this to negate some stuff. But yeah. Now we're just gonna go full combo. They don't have any hand traps. They do have Forbidden Crown in their hand, which I don't know what it did, but it cannot be negated by monster effects, but you can just barrier it, so it doesn't really matter much for Infernity at that point. And then here we just go funny combo with also Desiree ending on the board. So basically like our regular board, but with Desiree also. That's really what the Mutiny engine provides in this variant. But yeah, basically that. I would maybe go in the end, like I do still like Desiree engine, but it's also like 2 extra deck spaces, which I also like to use on Reprodokus and Duke of the Mice, for example, which is also really fun. And play Break as the third interruption in the deck. Break is still really, really solid. And I kind of did miss Break in this certain matchup because it can just pop their floater, which they want to crash with, or Ojama Blue. And Ojama Blue only triggers when it is destroyed by battle. Now it's their turn, they go for, and Kaiju strike thing we negate with Caesar, they go for Ride. We negate Ride with Desiree, and they go Crown, we Chain Barrier. They're gonna crash with Ojama Blue, activate its effect, and we barrier that, and that's just game. Like, we knew now where to interrupt. Now it's they go first. Actually, they decide to go first. They bricked, and we have a lot of board breakers, normal summon Lurie, and they scoop there. So yeah, GG's to the Ojama Fox. Really based deck, and I was like, what the hell is this? So really based. Was my favorite round for sure. Final round, we're up versus RB. RB, like, I did some insight in this deck, and I didn't know really what to expect. I knew it topped a regional, like it won a regional somewhere, and it's like kind of an underrated underdog deck. I knew Trev Gaming making a video about this, shoutouts to him, by the way. But yeah, I did kind of knew what to expect, but I also didn't read most of their cards. But I did kind of in preparing. I knew RB Stage Landing is crazy card, so the normal spell is really crazy. It's not once per turn, so they can keep on looping that, which is really cool actually. They can swash them from the extra deck. They have Ash and Veiler here, but it doesn't really do anything against our hand. We have a really good anti-hand trap hand. Necromance for Archfiend here, go for a Launcher, and go for Yama. Yama search Charvara here, then here we make Ray, Charvara popping the Muckraker, also making Caesar, and if there's one card really good against this matchup, it is Caesar, because all their cards almost say special summon, so Caesar is goated here. We don't enter our standard end board, they go for Engage, so it was with small Sky Striker package. We do have to negate the Widow Anchor because Caesar's just too good. Then they go for RBGA10 Driller. They special this, and then we just Caesar that SP to banish their field spell, because their field spell is also kind of annoying. They make Typhon, which is, I mean, fine. They go for Typhon to negate. Then we have Droplet. If they would have attacked Caesar, we would have just used Droplet to protect the Caesar. And then that's game there. Next up, we are, game 2. They have an all hand trap hand. They have Veiler, draw, and nip. So we also have to play against their full board. So it's like with that hand, like I was like, oh, we can do that. But then after looking back at the match, like, no, we couldn't have had that. I had just too much interruption also on their hand. Nibiru, Veiler, and draw are really good. And then you go that card is really good. Like, they give hand knowledge, and they can just summon out a monster from their hand. I was like, okay, sure, like one less card in hand, banger. And here they go for stage landing. Stage landing is insane. Like, not once per turn. Summon from deck, not once per turn. A hero lives also not once per turn, but like it needs a big activation condition. Like, the only thing this does is, wow, I can only summon machine monsters with 1500 or less attack, which is fine. I mean, that's the only thing the deck does. But yeah, here we go for Lurie effect, and they also have draw, which stops the dream. We really needed that trust to resolve, but it is what it is. Also seeing Vader, Nibiru, like he ain't really playing that much. We go for this, and then they just allow that, and then they Vader sequence, which is fine. And then we just trust for Imperm, because like we cannot add. Lacrima their turn, summoning itself back. Tether Wolf, I haven't seen Tether Wolf in a while. Mecha Phantom Beast. Yeah, here basically we just get OTK'd because we sided out the Fiendsmith trap because we went second. I think if I'm playing the card, I'm just gonna keep it in going second. It just came up too much that I was like going second. I was like, I still kind of need an interruption on their turn if we get into a small grind game. So in Paradise is pretty good at that point. And then yeah, here they just OTK. The big RB guy can just kill everything. We just scoop there. And then it's time for game 3. They have Dark Ruler draw. We have Torguide normal summon, which is really good under draw. We get Mutiny Sky, but they do have Dark Ruler here. Which is really annoying against Rage and Caesar. But yeah, we just have to see. This is a really interesting match on how it's played out. I'm actually the most proud of this game, how we played this. Yeah, they were like, we you cannot add, but yeah, sure. Yama also adds from graveyard, so like that's one of the most important things. And you would just go Mutiny, Sharvara, popping the back row, and then Yama summoning back Aerial Eater, and then make Caesar, still ending on Caesar Rage under draw. But yeah, they do have Dark Ruler. We shouldn't have shotgunned the Requiem, but because Dark Ruler. But yeah, we kind of forgot about Dark Ruler. But yeah, we should have just kept it, to be fair, because then we would have had another interruption. But no worries, we're still gonna get this. We got this. Stage Landing, insane card still. Like, what the hell is that card? They go for the RB guy to look at our hand, and they summon Necromancer from it, which is fair. Then they go for RB Stage Landing. Go here for Brute Enforcer, which is yeah, a really good card. Then they just out their board, but the Rage in graveyard is really good to add back the Necromancer. It's really solid there. Then they just make Shepherd, and then they pass. Then it's our turn, we drawn to Lacrima, which is actually a pretty okay normal summon here. They ash the Engraver. We go Mutiny to add back. They go for that to negate Mutiny. They go for this to pop, and we have the Heart Open Barrier, of course, clutching there. Necromancer to defense. Necromancer for Archfiend. Archfiend Effector to Launcher. They don't have any more interruption. We can just gas through their board here. Requiem for this. Then they summon back one of those cards, which is fine. They summon back Driller, but they already used Driller, so we're just gonna send these away. Then their card triggers to summon that card from deck, which can add back the Brute Enforcer, which is fine. And we're just gonna play through. We're recycling the Caesar and the Rage back in the extra deck, making Luce, which is really good recycling Caesar against this deck. And then we go for Sheep for Necromancer, Necromancer for Archfiend, and Archfiend effect search out Reaper. Set the Reaper here, go for Abau, then go for Launch for Archfiend, Necromancer, Archfiend effect search out the Barrier. Like, one of the main things now, we have to out their monsters on board, otherwise they can play. They have Stage Landing in graveyard, so we're just now gonna like big go for like keep on destroying their stuff. So we're just gonna battle to force out the RB Stage Landings. Here we cannot attack directly because of SP. We keep the Reaper on hand for Abau interruption, and we used Abau on their field spell, and that's game. That is game. Then it is time for Rips to play versus RB Orchest, if I'm correct. Go for Punk. We get ashed here, but yeah, I guess it's true. Imperm, go here. Then we go for Gem Fever Talents to snipe out their Speed Droid, and then we pass on Gem Fever. They do normal summon Gearsu. They don't use the effect to play around the Gem Fever. They go for Orchest, Vulcan Booster, Stage Landing. We don't have a level 3 in graveyard, if I'm correct, so that's why we're not gonna use Gem Fever. But yeah, is what it is. Rip sadly loses here from the Brute Enforcer. And then we go first here. Search Italy, activate Italy, summon the Z-Amin effect. Get Impermed on the Z-Amin is what it is. Go for Cherry Beanie for Rhino Warrior. Rhino Warrior effect, dumping the Archfiend, setting 1. Sadly, no real extension. I think if Rips didn't open a Stygian, they could have still played for sure, because then they could have just dumped Stygian and dump Harris with Cherubini. But yeah, sadly, it is what it is. Like said, the Punk variant is really vulnerable to hand traps. Like, Fiendsmith is just, yeah, the best engine to keep on playing for Infernity, of course. It is what it is. But yeah, still a really cool variant, of course. Meaning we have to play a third game. Sadly, React and Bob by Lop also couldn't play this one, so I was like, okay, then I will do it again. Which is fine. I mean, if I can play, I can play, you know. I always want to play. We play here against the Orchest variant also of RB. The first match we played against pure RB, if I'm correct, with a small Mecha Phantom Beast engine. But Phantom Mecha Beast feels really good in RB. And they just gonna go for... They also have Ash, Draw, Imperm, and also full board. We do have Droplet, Foolish, Lurry, but yeah, is what it is. Buoy here triggers to search Mutiny. Shepherd to set the counter trap, set another one. And then we're gonna go for normal Lurry, make Requiem effect, get ashed here, go for Mutiny in the sky. Here to make Luce effect, popping the Shepherd, they negate that, but Luce cannot die because of its effect. Then they trigger the field spell, summoning out that card. Then we go for Foolish for Archfiend. Setting one, activate Reaper Archfiend, summon back Archfiend with Reaper, search the barrier. We don't get drawled here because I think they just knew we don't have much more gas if we search the barrier here. We kind of want to play on Luce control here because if they top deck something, we can just negate it because we kind of knew like that card that they have, they cannot really play it. But yeah, we win here because we have the grind game basically. Here they did open Clockwork Knight, which is a really annoying interruption, and we have Fua, but they have Ash. We really needed that Fua to resolve. But yeah, always when I have Fua, they always have Ash. But if I get Fua, I never have Ash or caught by. But yeah, that's just the game. Yeah, here yeah, they just combo and also have Clockwork Knight. I was like, okay, I can probably play through their normal board. But yeah, the Clockwork Knight kind of killed it. We really need a spell and trap wipe in order for her to play through Clockwork Knight because we need fiends. We need to link with fiend monsters, guys. Yeah, we just scoop there. And then it's our turn. They have Fua, effect failure, draw, Ash, and we don't have the best hand. They activate Fua. Here we just go for launcher summon back Archfiend. Like we just gonna go for this and then trust for Daruma. And yeah, they top deck stage landing, which is really good. Pop with that. They go for stage landing. We should have maybe barriered that, but you know, yeah, I think we should for sure. We should have maybe. And then they couldn't have summoned Brute Enforcer, which is just really annoying here. We don't top deck good also, and they top deck Gearsu. Like we just get outgrinded here. To be fair, we just get outgrinded here. They top deck good, we don't top deck good. Really, not much I could do about that. To be fair, like maybe I should have directly negated the stage landing, then also their field spell. But yeah, in the end, like seen, we didn't top deck anything playable. They still have draw and failure, so really didn't nothing much to do. We did have a kind of okay hand versus Fua, but yeah, the grind game was not for us at all. Like another thing. No, we didn't have a chance in that grind game. We go tour guide failure, called by, and they negate the called by ending on that. And that were all our matches. Let's get into the aftermath. Yeah, let's get into the aftermath of everything, and yeah, in general, just outro. All right, that was it for the CADT for us. We in the end went 3-4, winning against Nemlyria, winning against Infinitrek, winning against Ojama, but losing from RB, Hero, Primite, and Matter Reactor. Yeah. So yeah, 3-4. Sadly, I think the hero game was winnable because yeah, we should have just negated the Stratos, to be fair, directly. But yeah, this hero like isn't really. I didn't really. That wasn't. I don't really want to call it a misplay because like. We didn't know. Like I know hero, and if they had more gas, they can just play through it. And our hand was really like iffy, weird. So no real misplays happened. I think maybe one versus RB, maybe like the not negating the stage landing directly. But yeah, in the end, like the grind game was not for us at all because they had all those hand traps still in hand. In the end, would I have done something different? Yeah, my list. My list a bit. I missed really Reprodocus. The Foolish was a bit unneeded. I could have done some other things to the main deck, but yeah, it is what it is. We ended 3-4, which is really nice. I don't know what spot we got again. Let me see real quick. I have it written down somewhere. But yeah, it was a solid CADT for the rest. Like I really enjoyed the CADT. Was my first one, and I directly was team leader, which was really fun. So for sure next time I hope to be team leader again for the CADT. But yeah, yeah, that basically. Um, so yeah, I found the placement, if I'm correct. We got 41th place from the 68 participated teams, which is pretty okay. I'm okay, happy with that. Sadly, not a positive record being 3-4, but it is what it is. In the end, it was our first CADT, so hopefully next one will be better. I want to give a massive shout out to my teammates, Rips, React, and Bob I Lob for participating in our team. And like said at the beginning, if you are interested in a CADT and want to participate also when the next one is, be sure to join the Infernity Discord and the link down into the description. And I will, of course, announce when the next one is. I hope for the rest this was a really fun video. Just, a big tournament report, like a bit of relaxed, chilled back video, hopefully. Like said, the Infernity Rewind will be the last video of this year, and then at the start of the year, a lot of videos to come, like I'm gonna guess through, of course. So really big videos to come, big streams and stuff, so stay tuned. Thank you all so much for watching if you came this far. It really means a lot. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Infernity best deck, Infernity for life. We'll clap him next CADT for sure, and just in general, we'll all clap him next time. Happy holidays for the rest. Enjoy Christmas Day today and second Christmas Day tomorrow. The rewind will probably be posted either this weekend or the start of next week. So yeah, enjoy your holidays. Have nice holidays and see you on the next one. Infernity best deck, Infernity for life, forever and always. See you on the next one. Bye bye.